Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, I give you the one, the only, the K Crusader himself, Ruby Renesco! You might have seen Ruby online on Facebook doing some of the greatest promos ever for Wizard World. Ruby, do you want to say anything to the citizens of Philadelphia, since they're not Gotham?
Greetings, citizens. How are you? How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Oh, you got to be a little louder than that, Philadelphia. How's everyone doing today? Good. All right, thank you very much. That's how we do it in Gotham City.
Now, I just had a talk with them about how I'm going to have them energized and really pumped up. So don't worry, guys. It's only the beginning of the week. I mean, for the con. So trust me, I want you to save all that energy, all that excitement. So when we do the cosplay contest, you guys can let it out. We're going to have a live DJ. It's really, really going to be something. And also, do we have any Doctor Who fans in here? Oh, wow. Well, we want you guys to make sure you check out our Legacy panel tomorrow. We're going to be showing the newest episode, Lockdown. And trust me, you guys are going to be talking about this one. And do we have any Dread fans? We got a light woo. Let me hear a woo again. Okay. We got the tomorrow. Actually, Saturday is the Lockdown panel. And then tomorrow is the Deep End, the debut of the American version or spin-off to The Cursed Edge, The Deep End. So tell your friends. We got a couple surprises for that. Ruby, I know you got some stuff you want to talk about. Entertain the masses!
Batman literally has nothing to talk about. Which is not true. Why is Batman talking in the third person? Because that's what Batman does. However, I am very excited and psyched to be part of Wizard World 2014 Philadelphia. And I want to thank Mr. Eric Moran Smoke himself for having me being part of the festivities. I will be supposedly involved in some of the official activities this weekend, possibly particularly the costume contest Saturday night, and for the children. Sunday will be the children's costume contest. Is that correct?
Sony?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Oh, am I up there?
Oh my God! Yes, you are.
Oh,
You are. Commodore. Yes. Come on up. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, I love saying her name. I give you Ivy Doomkitty! And the lovely and talented Samantha Woo! Wait, is that Echo? Do you want to introduce Echo?
Hello. Okay. We've got Echo. No.
Echo.
We got Echo in the house. Round of applause for her.
I'm going to give the lady the seat. I'll just hold up my card.
No one can see you over there.
We got these awesome.
Hi, everybody! There's more people on stage than there's in the room.
Everyone squeezed in.
This is an all-star version of the Philly version of.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand so you guys can sit.
I'm gonna stand because I want to be just as tall as Damian.
Hello?
I'm gonna stand
Because we look cool, we look badass.
You look cool.
Thank you, Star Sidebar.
Yeah, you're welcome. Back.
Hey guys, you want to take some pictures?
Can you guys hear me?
Everybody, my lovely wife, Adia. Who is also my inspiration on a lot of my cosplays, and as well as she got some banging out cosplays coming up this weekend. So I hope you Legend of Korra fans out there and you Disney fans out there, get ready.
Yes.
Ruby.
Look at that sexy.
Look at that handsome gentleman.
It's pretty sexy.
You know what I don't understand? understand about the Mac preview system is that when you open up a bunch of things, it won't put them all on one thing. It's really, really weird. I know, it's killing me. It's killing me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am Damian. I will be your host for this panel
I'm
today.
Damian.
Hello.
I'm Damian.
Ivy.
I'm Ivy.
I'm cosplay. Costume play. To give you guys a little bit of a background on me and as to why I am on this panel here, I do something called Superpower Beatdown.
White Ranger! I'm sorry.
So you can see some of the stuff that I've done. I did a lot of costuming years and years and years ago. Now I make costumes for my actors and occasionally for myself as well. But this is the type of stuff that I do. And I do more for like a Hollywood look, more of a realistic, and something that will actually be able to take a beating between two 250-pound guys. So the suits that I make are a little bit more durable than what you'd see at a normal convention. And the folks sitting around me, we're gonna run down the list here. I'm gonna have everybody introduce themselves. I've got Sony. Lovely Sony down here. The amazingly talented Ivy Doomkitty. The just as lovely, if not more so pretty, Ruby Renesco. What's that? I didn't hear the heckle from the hammer. I missed it, I'm sorry. We have Samantha Wolf. And Echo. I don't know who this guy is at the top of this. This lovely, lovely young lady. And then we have Eric the Smoke Moran with his dog. You may have seen me running around as the predator.
I don't know if you guys have seen Echo's cosplay online, but she is that insanely fantastic She-Hulk that pops up all over the internet. Oh, she's awesome. And she'll be wearing it this weekend. I'm so excited.
Yay! So everyone here is pretty much a nerd-lebrity, which is a term that I've coined. I want $1 for every time somebody says that. Trademarking that bad boy. In some fashion. They basically put on the costume and they've run around and done silly shenanigans and put themselves online and subjected themselves to, public humiliation and loved every second of it. And they just kind of have a bit of a following, and that's what happens when you unplug your laptop, guys. Don't do that. Wake up, it doesn't work anymore. What we're here to do is to share our experiences, our nightmares, our stories, and answer questions for you. So if there's any time anybody has any questions, feel free to raise your hand.
We like questions, seriously.
Especially Abby, she loves to talk.
I do.
I think Eric has one.
You can sit down. Sorry. I'm not done yet. And essentially what we're here to do is basically tell you that we are also mere mortals who put our pants on one leg at a time as well.
What about no pants?
I just put on pants.
Family show, Ivy. This is a family show.
Pre-song over the pants.
Yes.
Sometimes all backwards.
Yes. And what we do basically is we scream, we cry, we burn our fingers on hot glue. We hate every second of it, but then love every minute of it. And it's I don't think there's a person on here that hasn't burned their fingerprints off with hot glue. And we're going to share those experiences with you. But one thing I'm going to get the mic out of the way. I'm going to have Ivy talk about how she feels about body type in cosplay. Because this is, and we're going to go for the short version, the Reader's Digest version of the story.
If you guys want the long version, I have a panel on Saturday called So They Say You Shouldn't Cosplay, which is targeted primarily on body type, but it also goes into gender, cosplay, race, skin tone, age, and cosplaying with disabilities. So if you guys get a chance, you guys can hear the long version on Saturday at 12 o'clock. So check my page, all the info's on there. But short version is, for me, I feel that you can cosplay anybody you want, regardless of what you look like, what your body type is. Because when you limit yourself to, oh, well, she's drawn too thin or this or that or what have you, then you're limiting yourself creatively. And why are you going to listen to people that give you, are there any kids in here? What? Okay. That say bad things. That say bad things about you and make fun of you, because if you listen to those negative comments, then you're ultimately letting those people control what you do. And I feel the cosplay should be for everybody, regardless of what you look like.
Like looking at the guy on the screen, you'd never know that he wasn't 8 feet tall.
It's hideous.
And who's to say he couldn't be the Incredible Hulk? Look at that, guy's massive.
Same guy.
Same guy.
And
And he also fit into that.
Same guy.
just like artists, go through Artist Alley. Every single body type is represented in Artist Alley. Every spectrum. And just like artists can express themselves and, show their love for a character and draw a character however they want to. Just with cosplay, it's an art form. It's you're expressing yourself, and why not, go ahead and why not cosplay and have fun with it and own it. And at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with you and you had fun, then that's the most important thing. That's my 2 cents. The long version Saturday.
So, questions out in the audience. Is anybody working on a costume right now? Do you want to know about materials that we've used, fabrication techniques? Nothing? If not, hey, we will talk all.
Go for it, dude.
Right?
How do you guys learn a lot of the techniques you do? What kind of mediums do you use? And what generally drives you to a certain medium and then develop how to use that without hurting yourself and making it look good?
Okay, let's throw that to Ruby first, and then we'll have Echo follow up, and then Samantha.
It's usually, a lot of it is trial and error. A lot of it, well, let's see what works. A lot of it is also, it depends on what your costume is. Does your costume require a character to wear foam, have big foam shoulder pads, or a big foam chest piece? Or does your character just an all spandex suit? Or does your character require facial appliances or full latex mask? It's all trial and error, and for myself, I try to build what I can, but being the wonderful thing about being within this costume community is if you can't, if there's something you can't do, there's always somebody that that can help you out. Maybe someone you can commission, maybe someone who works in the special effects field, or someone who does work in their garage or basement as a side, making masks, molding masks, making armor.
Let me throw 2 cents in here real quick. The Predator suit that you see here up on the screen is made by a retired firefighter. He makes Predators in his 1-bedroom apartment down in Orange County. No, he's by San Diego. He's in El Paso, down by San Diego. He's a surfer, and you walk into his house and you see Predator parts everywhere. It's literally as a Predator would have trophies of human bodies, he has gloves, hands, feet, everything.
I own it.
I said
I own it.
Yeah, it's amazing. There are people out there who there's one person who has ever worked with leather in this room. Okay. Now, how many people have worked in graphics and graphic design? Okay, there's a handful of people. There are people in the back. How many people have sewn spandex before? Okay. Now, what you have right here is a coalition of people, of resources that you could reach out to help you make the bodysuit, and then somebody's going to help you make the leather belt, and then somebody else is going to help you do the graphics for the armor or whatever you're doing. Reach out. I'm going to throw this one out there too. Heroes of Cosplay, how many of you have watched it? Okay, you know how they try to make it this big drama? I haven't seen the episode yet. Anyway, what I'm saying is it's not a community of, of bitching and cattiness and whatnot. I have made some of the best friends of my life through this hobby, and you can too. It's you have similar like-minded people. How many people have you scuba dive? Anybody in here? Scuba dive. All right, so the three of you that scuba dive, you know that we can sit down and have like talk for days about being underwater and the cool things that we've done. You find a similar interest, you find a similar hobby. Hey, look, we're all at Comic-Con. We have a similar interest in a hobby. Hey, that's it. No, Samantha. Talk about your fabrication techniques and
The fabrication techniques is the internet. It's quite nifty. You can search other people's ideas and kind of create your own from seeing what other people have done. It really helps get the engines and rusty gears going in the head that create stuff. But like you said, it's a lot of trial and error and tricks of fingers, and sewing machines bite, and you learn. You just gotta be stubborn and keep going if you want to complete it. So, my 2 cents.
By the way, we have people who've been cosplaying since before the time of man, and then we have newbies like Samantha here, who this is her second costume that she's made. Stand up. This is her second costume. Sorry, it's the second costume I've seen her. This took her 2 months to put together. You can all stab her in the parking lot on the way. When I first. All right, ignore the husband. She has a TARDIS dress that she made in a week that blew our minds. She was just somebody sitting. I'll get your question. She was just somebody sitting in the audience, and we're like, "That's the coolest TARDIS dress we've ever seen." And she's like, "I've never done this before, and it's been a week." And we're like.
And then she had the sound, remember?
She had the sound. She ripped apart a TARDIS toy and like stuffed it in a pouch thing, and she'd go. It was
How was that again?
You heard me. Anyway, so she had the TARDIS sound built in her, and she was the first costume she's ever made, and I want to slap her. You handle that for me later.
I don't think you're helping the question.
But ridiculously talented people. Like then there's people out there who start making casts and who retire as firefighters and turn into predator masters. It's ridiculous. You don't know until you try. Echo.
Well, I started my first experience of making things. I was about 12 years old, and I said to my mom, I want a cape, and I want to look like a vampire. And she said, a cape is $200, and I'm not paying for that. But I'll buy you the materials, and your grandmother's sewing machine is in the basement. So that was the first thing that I made for myself was my vampire cape, and I thought it was super awesome. And then I started getting really into makeup, and I am a self-taught makeup artist, and that's really what I'm known for, which is kind of funny since I have a mask on today and you can't see my face at all. But it's...
Oh, you are?
Yes. These are unfortunately not my natural features. But we really are very fortunate to have friends, and I have a group of friends called Moonbase that we all get together and we bounce things off of each other. So, my strengths are my body painting, my makeup special effects skills, and my metalsmithing skills. But my other friends have fantastic foam bending master skills, and they're able to teach me, and I'm able to teach them, and we all grow. And to me, in cosplay, when you have that aha moment, for all of the different weird things that I do, cosplay allows me to bring all of those things together and make it into one thing that you can see. So it's awesome because it's no longer, oh, you're this weird person with these random hobbies. It's, wow, look at what you're able to create.
No, we're still weird. Young lady, you had a question in the back.
I just wanted to know, what was the first cosplay that you made that you were like, this is it, this is the best one, and it just made you really proud? And then which one was like the one where you were like, oh, I can't do this anymore, where you just wanted to like give up, but you like pushed through it?
All right, we'll run down the list real quick. Sony.
I think Huntress. When I made Huntress, when I was done and I put it on, it was the second time I made it, the most recent one. I just felt like the character. I was really excited to make it. The one that flopped that I wish that I never made, and like it was really complicated, was Harley Quinn. There's like no pictures on the internet of this one, but I made a Harley Quinn and the mask didn't stick to my face, so in a last ditch effort this is bad, no one do this. I super glued it to my face. It was in my hair for weeks. People were like, what's that vinyl in your hair? And I was like, well, for the love of cosplay. And I have like one picture of me in it, all that drama. So that was my one. But definitely Huntress was the one that I really, when I was done, I was like, yes, I did it, you know? So.
Ivy.
For me, I'm sorry, I keep flopping between these two. For me, the one that I was exceptionally proud of was the Dr. Doomkitty. But then any costume that I've done since then is usually, the one I'm more proud of at that moment in time. So currently, I'd have to go with my female Altair and my Power Girl are my most recent. So those are the ones I'm most proud of at the moment. And then once I do something new, then that'll be the one that I'm like, oh, okay, I accomplished a lot, or I use these different mediums or whatnot. But usually, my baby's my Dr. Doomkitty, since it's a mashup of Doomkitty, ears, all that good stuff. The one I am most embarrassed of actually never made it to the con floor. And actually, the first time I talk about this one, I tried making a Spider-Woman costume right after my red shirt, which is the first costume I debuted at San Diego Comic Con 2 years ago. And I brought my sewing machine to San Diego, brought all my fabric, everything, cut my fabric, and oh yeah, it was horribly bad. The zipper goes like this on the back. I did not have the skill set at that moment in time to achieve that, and I will be revisiting that one at sometime in the near future when I've gained a little more confidence in taking that one again. But yeah, that's my most embarrassing one.
Well, as he said, I haven't been doing this very long, so I don't have a very large selection to choose from. But I think it's like what you said, the next one's always my favorite. And I think I've equally hated each one while making it, but then loving it once I actually see the finished project. But my first dress was Elizabeth Swan, so that's the other one. And I absolutely hated making that. I had discovered that patterns look like English, they sound like English, but they really are not in English at all. And the pictures don't help either. So there was so many seam rippings and running out of fabric, and so, but I loved it in the end, so it works out. It's a love-hate relationship.
Becca.
I would say this is a sad, happy story. The one that I was kind of my flop, but I would not let go of, was Dazzler, who has always been a favorite character of mine since I was young.
Tell me it had roller skates.
It didn't have roller skates, and that story, unfortunately, is not me falling on my face. But I naturally have dark hair and dark features, and I was not able to find a blonde wig that I felt comfortable with. So they just all looked terrible. Like, I put it on and every wig I got looked like a Halloween wig. But I'm happy to say that I actually finally found the wig for it, and I will be her tomorrow in a final successful Dazzler. Now, mind you, I made this costume over 5 years ago. So I've been holding on to it for a little while. And of course, I think my favorite to do, and the one that I'm the most proud of, is my She-Hulk. I've been doing it for over 10 years, and she is just, I really embrace the character. And every time I put it on, I feel proud to be that character, and I put it on every time I put it on. So I literally paint the costume on myself every time I'm wearing it.
Ruby. Yes. Favorite and worst.
My favorite is my man bat. You might have seen a photo of it. I'm on stilts. On the stilts, I am probably about 8.5 feet tall, and the wingspan is probably over 10 feet. That's my favorite. And what I would consider my least favorite, ironically speaking, I have a Val Kilmer-esque Batman Forever costume without the nipples. Without the nipples. Now, the reason why I consider that a flop is because I judge the success of my costume based on the reactions I get. Now, there are plenty, obviously there are plenty of like rubber armored black Batman suits out there. So when I walked out there, it was like, oh, another black Batman costume guy. And, you know, particularly speaking, I'm not a ham, I'm the whole pig. So, so if I don't get the cheers, you know, I figured, well, let's just put that one away. So I would consider that my least favorite costume. Batman, and then Man-Bat. There you go. Those are mine.
Oh, for me? I guess my most successful one to date, besides, most successful one to date, like Ruby said, you know, it's the jeers and cheers, depending on what you like. Most of the time it's what I like. I think one of my most successful ones was, and I'm going to be wearing it on Saturday, Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime, I was like in a room from here to there. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? That was successful. Like this today, I didn't expect to get the onslaught of everybody wanting pictures, and I'm like, cool. I think the most least, it's hard to say because anything that I didn't get the full reaction, all I did was, what can I do to really get people's attention? So I go back and I augment it, I change it up, and then I take it to the next level to make people, to give it that attention it deserves. And like I said again, so it's hard to say I have a least favorite one because all my costumes are my favorite ones because I put my heart and soul into it. It's not one that I really hate, but there's those ones that I don't wear that often and then others that I do wear. Optimus Prime is like the top of it, and then Predator is like number 2 after what happened today, and I haven't even started yet this weekend. So let's see what happens the rest of the weekend with all the other costumes I'm bringing. Okay, who's next?
Real quick, I think my favorite one that really set me over the top was the Colossus suit that I did, which I don't, there it is. Colossus, and the one that I thought sucked the most was I did, every year at Dragon Con I do a different Superman, and do you guys remember Disco Superman? I would do a different version of Superman, and you guys remember the Happy Birthday episode when Batman and Wonder Woman show up to the fortress, and he's got the plant on him. What's that thing called? The
Dream something.
Anyway, I was like, dude, nobody's ever done this before, so I'm totally gonna do it. So I went to Michael's and bought a bunch of plants and crap, spray painted in black and purple, and I don't remember the name of the thing. I'll remember later. But yeah, and I was like, everybody's totally gonna know what this is. Obscure Superman reference, yeah. Walked around, they're like, why? Did you run into a shrub? I was like, what? It's got tendrils and it's got the veins. Let's go back to my room. So that was mine. Any more questions? I do that. Okay. Go ahead. Oh. Where's the... Ooh. Go ahead, John.
Alright, so finding problems with the patterns, because how do you figure out how to make pants in advance without messing up, because patterns do not fit anywhere.
They look like English, sound like English, but really aren't English.
So is there any special trick?
Are you talking about spandex or regular material?
Spandex, leather?
Spandex is a different animal completely than regular fabric.
Okay.
Remember that.
Personally, I don't use patterns because they don't fit me. They're either too big here or too small there. They're ridiculous. I don't like them. I made myself a duct tape dummy. And it's pretty much you stand and someone wraps you up in plastic wrap. It's really creepy. They wrap you up in plastic wrap.
So first you play Dexter.
And then they cover you with duct tape after that, and then they cut it out so you have the shell. And you can choose to either fill it with expansion foam, or you can use like a cotton batting. Seal it up, and then you've got a replica of your body, and I use that to draft any patterns. And the way I draft my pattern is I will then cover that with more plastic wrap and a very thin layer of masking tape, duct tape, what have you. And then I will draw out the lines, all the seam lines that I want for that particular costume. I cut that out, and now I've got a pattern that will fit my body.
Don't do what she does. Because that works for you.
Yes, that works for me.
And what works for one person may not work for another. If you really want to learn, I would start taking a sewing class. I mean, for those of you who actually, and I'm not trying to dissuade, I'm not trying to say your way isn't wrong, it's the way that works for you. But if you're going to go that route, professionally learn how to do it. And I think some of you have told me that you have actually gotten clothing and taken the seams out.
I'll do that soon.
And then you'll see what a sleeve looks like. You'll see what pants look like and how it fits into a full pair of pants. Find old clothes that you don't want anymore and rip them apart. And then sew them back together again. It's like learning how many of you guys work on cars? Take a car apart and there's stuff left over, you know it's not going to run. But try, that's the best way. I mean, do you ladies suggest it?
If I may,
Go.
I think always remember when wearing pants, the back is longer than the front. Don't forget that, or you're going to be plumbering, being a plumber. It's going to be, hey, I learned that the long way. But he's right. If you have a pair of pants that you really like, destroy it. Just cut it apart and use that as a template. What I do is I use one of the patterns. Pay attention to the numbers in the back because their size 8 is probably your size 3. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're weird sizes, but if you pay attention to the measurements in the back and you learn the shapes and everything, like he's saying, it'll be easier later. So when you make one costume, make sure you make a template with another piece of fabric so that when you go, oh, I gotta make another bodysuit, you already have a template. Do you know what I mean? So just allow yourself time when you're making a costume and you go by the pattern that it might not fit, that you might not need to make it again or take it in, and always make a template. It'll make your time like in half.
And one more thing, if you really do want to use a pattern, like you found something that you really like, what I have done in the past is I actually purchased a bodyboard. It's an adjustable one. You can get on Amazon, pretty decently priced these days, or you can go to like thrift stores and find them, or you can make one. But you can pin the pattern on the dress and then put it to where you want it and then draw new lines. And then you can use that as your own pattern.
So if you want to be a rebel, do the Ivy Doomkitty way.
Rebel.
She is a rebel. I couldn't do that.
I learned by trial and error.
Yeah. Again, but if you really, I'm trying to give you both sides. Like she does it like, just throw the fabric on there, just cut it, make it. If you really want to learn the fabric and the cutting and take a class, it's the best way to do it. I mean, you'll learn. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be tedious. You're gonna learn. It's the way it is with anything and everything out there. Mold making and fabrication. How many of you have ever done put anything into a mold and made something in a mold? 1, 4, 5, maybe 6 people in this room have ever done it. I personally, and I think you guys can add to this count, I've personally probably spent close to $10,000 to $20,000 in wasted materials, learning how to do molding and casting and whatnot. And that's casting. It's daunting, and thinking about how much money that goes into making a mold or doing a prop. It's insane. Like doing body casts. Pro tip: don't ever do a face cast by yourself.
Are you crazy? Did you really do that?
I really did.
Oh my God! Did you have to go to the hospital to take it off?
No, but I had a hard time breathing.
Oh my God!
And it was a front face cast, so I'm like, how many of you have ever used? No, it was this. Okay. How many of you guys have ever used? Anybody used alginate? Okay, alginate is a seaweed form of. How many of you have gotten your teeth done by a dentist where they stuff the alginate in your mouth? All right, you're familiar with that. It's the same stuff. Dental alginate is what you make body molds out of once, and that's once. It's a one-off because it just crumbles and it falls apart, and yay, you've got a body part. I filled in a box. I was living in Florida where it's more humid than here, and humidity causes ridiculous amounts of it. So, I learned on my friends. I was like, all right, we're making an arm cast. Come over. All right, yay, you got an arm. Yeah, you got it. So I'm teaching people how to do this. I'm like, yeah, you're going to do my face cast now, eventually. And every time I did it, I was getting like, male genitalia drawn on my face and things like that. I would never get a solid face cast because they would be goofing around on viewers. So I'm like, fine, I'm gonna do it myself. And I thought I could hold my breath for 7 minutes. Didn't work. Tried it with the straws until it fell out. And my girlfriend came by, she's like, oh, it's coming out. And she went like this, and I swear to God, it felt like a palm strike. Right up my arm. Blood everywhere. A lot of money lost. It's a hobby just like any other. I mean, you guys have similar stories. I know you don't look at me like I'm the freak.
You're the freak. We don't know. Just kidding.
Liars. So guys, throw it out there. I mean, if you have any ridiculous stories of things you do. Oh, gentlemen. Actually, we'll do this. Piece of advice for costumers, men. For the love of God.
No, it's coming.
If you wear spandex,
Please.
dance belt.
Please.
Spandex does not lie. It
Yes.
tells the full truth.
And when you are 6.5 feet tall, and children are right here, you don't. Yeah, you don't want them to know your religion. That's all I'm saying. Let's go down the line. Sony, any costuming malfunction stories you'd like to share?
My mask is coming off right now. That's why I keep looking like Magneto. Is it Magneto or Xavier? I'm thinking. Yeah.
Oh, do not lick your spirit gum and try to read.
Oh, no. This isn't spirit gum. I need to make this out of latex. So, yeah, right now I'm having an issue. So, there you go. There's my horror story. I know she's got a good one, so I'm gonna hand it over to her.
Is this the carpet tape story?
The carpet tape, well, there's that one.
Tell it.
Okay. Carpet tape story. Okay, so I did a Jessica Rabbit costume. That was another flop.
We have a really short time, so
Okay.
give the Reader's Digest.
Okay, a friend of mine told me to use carpet tape to adhere the fabric onto me, right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, it works. You know, I do that all the time. So it's fine. And it worked. The dress did not go anywhere. Yeah, and then it's time for me to take the costume off. And there was scabbing. It was really horrible. It hurt really bad. And I was very angry because I'm like, oh, great. This area is going to be permanently scarred for the rest of my life. About 3 months later, it went away. So there's no scarring, thankfully, but it was horrible. It was very painful. I didn't realize that there's chemicals in that. I have if you guys want, you guys can come over to my booth tomorrow. I have several chemical burn stories associated with cosplay that I am more than happy to share with you guys. So swing on my booth tomorrow and I can definitely tell you guys if they're bad.
Any piece of advice for the ladies out there?
I don't really have any quite yet, but I'm sure I will come back to me in a few costumes from now. But I do know that pins bite, needles bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Even small children.
Yep.
I have a pretty good one for you. I, of course, love to body paint, so I'm always trying to get body paint that's going to wear better and it's going to wear longer and my armpits are not going to sweat off. So in all of this, I have been developing my own body paint. You've probably heard of Pax paint before. It's a very long-wearing paint. I decided to mix up a batch of my own, and in doing so, I did not buy the remover for the Pros-Aid, which is what you use. Now, what Pros-Aid is, it's basically a glue that's stronger than spirit gum. I decided to do Smasher, which is a Rob Liefeld creation smash. It's a purple Hulk. And my loving and wonderful boyfriend, who's in the back of the room, got to scrub my back and the front and every piece of me for about 4 hours to try to get it off, because there is nothing that takes it off except for the remover and electric shave.
I sweat through Pros-Aid. It's ridiculous.
You can scrub it off. Well, we tried baby oil and rubbing alcohol, 90%. Nothing, straight up acetone, nothing took it off. So I finally did my research, read my chemicals, and went to the store and bought some electric shave the next day, which I was still purple and had to go to work.
Real quick, if you anybody's thinking about using latex body paint, if you're a dude, even if a lady with even remotely the minutest amount of body hair, shave it off, or you're gonna rip it off when you take the latex off. That's
Good times.
Yeah, it's
It's a free wax.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not fun. Do you guys remember Nads? There's a reason why it's not on the market anymore. I tried waxing my chest once for a character. I had to stop halfway because I was bleeding so profusely. That's a story for another day. Ruby, got any advice for the gentleman out there?
Yeah, particularly, gentlemen and possibly the females too. If you're just starting out on this, I would suggest, start simple. Simple meaning something that you're pretty much fully functional. You have all your motor functions. Like I see Gambit out there, the Power Ranger out there. If you want to advance to something more like an Optimus Prime or like a Man-Bat, just know that you will need help.
Yes.
Right? You will need assistance. You will need a spotter. And I bring this up because one of my costumes featured here is C-3PO from Star Wars. And as you probably know, the eyesight of C-3PO is probably the size of the tiniest circle that you can imagine. And I only could see directly ahead. I couldn't see, no peripheral vision, nothing down, no one at my feet, any children. And if you know how C-3PO poses, my arms are locked like this. So if a child comes up and wants to pose with C-3PO and his natural position is to pose at my side, I can't see him, so my arm will go, hey, look, what's that? That's a human being. So, I would suggest anyone new, something fully functional, that you have all your motor skills and everything, and if you want to advance to something a little bit more bulkier, a little bit more restrictive, creative, remember, you need a spotter, you need assistance. Smoke?
Yes. Two things. One, and this is two separate things. One, gentlemen, if you're going to wear a spandex costume, the one thing I am going to suggest, if you go to the sports store, make sure the cup that you buy is almost like being a eunuch. Because nothing worse in the world is having a kid come up to you when you're in costume and you have a cup on, and a kid does like this. What's this? Somebody that's in this room, I won't say their name, Brian, basically it happened to him. And the kid came right up to him and said, what's this? And I just said, oh my God. The second thing, this is on the crafting end. If you're going to be using hot glue with certain materials, make sure that if you're using foam, for example, and you're using it on a smooth surface, and you plan on using hot glue on it, make sure that you have something that's going to sand it or Dremel it. Make sure it has gashes where when you're putting that hot glue, it locks. Because the worst thing of all that you can do is put together a great armor suit or something together that's foam related, and the suit comes apart because you're in the heat, and it slides right off. Trust me, if you do it like that in the lots, and you're not in the sun too long, it will stay for a long, long period of time. Okay, I've said enough. The smoke is smoking!
Costume, first aid kits. Always bring an emergency repair kit with you. And ice bags.
She saved my life today.
And I love where you keep that. Nice to meet you, husband. Sorry about that. I lost 20 pounds the weekend I wore Colossus in Dragon Con. I sweat 20 pounds off my body. I wore that suit for 18 hours a day.
Is that here today?
No.
Or this
Colossus has retired long since retired because he got cancer. Latex develops cancer and will start to eat itself and dissolve. I don't know how many of you have ever used it before, but I used to throw that on a dress form after a con and just, like, Colossus, and I'd take my Superman and I'd throw it over that, and I realized actually what I thought somebody was chewing tobacco and spitting on my Superman cape. Come to find out it was Colossus slowly dying in my living room. So, always have a first aid kit for your costumes. Bring sewing kits, duct tape, hot glue, double stick tape. Oh, ladies, do not use, or gentlemen, do not use carpet tape Use toupee tape
Yes.
Toupee tape.
if
yeah.
you want to keep
Yeah.
things in place. Toupee tape works perfectly.
Safety pins.
Safety
under the
pins. What do you have in yours?
I truly believe in the knowledge that duct tape will save the universe. I've used duct tape for an emergency every time, and it always works. Always. Duct tape. Duct tape and scissors.
Hot glue guns,
Steel wire and hair pliers.
headache medicine.
Yes.
Advil.
5 hour energy.
I know we're kind of rapid fire things out here, but we only have 5 minutes and they're telling us to get out of here. Going to the bathroom is something that you won't be able to do in your suit unless you design it and such. Scorpion, how hard is it for you to use the potty? I'm putting you on the spot. I totally am. But
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, answer that. Like, first of all, I wear a two-piece suit. I'm not wearing a one-piece suit.
Okay.
So it makes it simple for me.
Yeah, because Optimus Prime, he's not peeing in that. Unless he pees the suit, he's not gonna pee the suit.
It's called a strong, holding your bowels and everything else.
But I think I want to say, that you mentioned about whenever you go to the bathroom. I would say my advice to for any cosplayer to go to the bathroom: do not before cosplaying, don't drink any liquid stuff until after the convention.
Yeah, hydrate after.
Although,
I know it's like the worst.
We don't
advice
recommend
ever.
this. We do not recommend this, and nor do we say that not to drink any water because that's horribly bad. And if you stay dehydrated long enough, it's not good for you. It's not healthy.
No.
However, personally, just speaking by myself personally, I limit my water intake severely because it's near impossible to use said restroom while I'm in a costume. Again, bad, very bad. You do get dehydrated. It's not good for you. That's just what I do. I do not recommend anyone do that. I'm just letting you know. So, yeah, I don't want to go, I don't want you guys to leave out here and then say, oh, well, Ivy said I shouldn't drink water. And then
Doomkitty, you did tell us not to drink water.
Okay, so all right, we'll take it for example. The solid suit.
Disclaimer.
There's no crotch zipper. The only way he's getting out of that is if somebody helps him unzipping the whole back. He's taking that whole thing off. That's not coming off. This one, there's pants. There's a zipper. He's smart. This one, no. You're not peeing in that one. This one, you're not peeing in that one. Oh! I peed in my Batman suit once. I jumped in a fountain. I had to pee so bad. And the best part was, it wasn't my Batman suit. Yeah. So no, I know, I told her that. This was the suit I wore. I kid you not.
So whose is it? I'm gonna tell on you.
Oh no, he knows.
I'm just kidding.
He knows. They got it back.
That's messed up.
The cape is probably 35 pounds. It's a zipper in the back. The belt was actually sewn on with leather straps. I couldn't get it off if I tried. I went to a children's hospital event first, was there for 4 hours, then actually went to a convention. And while I was there, I was like, oh man, yeah, this isn't good. I was like, what do I do? To the bat fountain. So, I scuba dive, you pee in your wetsuit, I pee in my bat suit. I'm sorry if I broke the myth, folks. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, question. We wear that cowl. Like some of us wear the Batman latex cowl. We usually wear
Like a balaclava?
Yeah.
Like you're wearing? Yes, it depends. What's that? Balaclava? Yes, yeah. You can wear them, some pastry? Yes. Wearing latex masks, it really depends. It depends on if your head can fit in there normally. What do you wear underneath yours?
I wear a head cap.
He wears a head cap.
That's all.
Yeah.
Nice ice man.
Pretty much. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, one question real quick.
Not a question, a comment actually. You mentioned the repair kits. I just wanted to plug a group called the International Cosplay Corps. These are people that instead of wearing patch costumes, what they wear is original costumes that are tailored to helping cosplayers repair their uniforms.
They
That's cool.
will line themselves with sewing kits, duct tape,
That's
batteries,
amazing.
and what they will do is they will travel to con floors, and if you need them, you can track them down, and they will have hopefully what you need to be able to fix your suit.
Rescue heroes.
Basically,
Nice.
yeah, they're called the International Cosplay Corps.
Nice. So for the rest of you, I'd like you to know that these fine folks will be on Cosplay Alley in, was it 200?
Aisle 200
Aisle 200. They will be here to answer your questions if you have anything this weekend. Come up to them, they're very friendly. Only a few of them bite. I'm not going to tell you which ones.
Me.
Thank you guys so much for coming to the cosplay panel. Enjoy the rest of your convention.
Real quick.
Wait,
So,
hold on.
we have a few panels. We have a few panels going on. Tomorrow we have a Men of Cosplay panel, which highlights some of the male cosplayers in the area. If you guys want to check it out, it's at 1 o'clock in room 107. Then we have a panel on body image, the one I told you guys earlier, Saturday at 12, called So They Say You Shouldn't Cosplay. And of course, the costume contest Saturday night. You guys want to check it out. Kids costume contest Sunday.
Clear it up.
But